Red Bull is still fuming about Silverstone, while Ferrari's Charles Leclerc backs a switchover. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our new home on unbeaten.com. Red Bull remains incensed about Sir Lewis Hamilton's controversial lap 1 crash with Max Verstappen at Silverstone. Hamilton tagged the Dutchman's right rear into turn 9, forcing the Red Bull driver to retire after hitting the barriers at high speed, but carried on and overhauled the 10-second time penalty to win, a result that upset Red Bull motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko, who has called for harsher sanctions. I don't know what the maximum penalty would be, but such dangerous and reckless behavior should be punished with a suspension or something, he said. Monegasque Charles Leclerc says Ferrari should sacrifice its fight with McLaren for third in the standings for a boost in competitiveness into F1's new era next year. Ferrari is currently fourth in the Constructors' Championship, behind rival McLaren after Silverstone, 15 points the gap. But Leclerc, in a chat with F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid, says there's far more important matters for the prancing horse to gallop towards.
If you had the contract just in front of me telling me that if we sacrifice 2021 for a competitive 2022, I will be happy to take it. But nobody has this guarantee, unfortunately.
Leclerc was second in Silverstone for his first podium of the year, while his teammate Carlos Sainz was second in Monaco. But the 23-year-old continues to push for the squad to switch over.
More to focus on 2022, and I think this is clear for everyone. I mean, 2022 will be a huge opportunity for everyone. These new cars are going to stay for many years after that.
Valtteri Bottas is still hoping he will be retained by Mercedes for the 2022 season. But the Finn is open to other options, including beyond the sport, with rallying a potential destination. Bottas is a free agent at the end of the year, but is enduring a challenging start to the season without a win, leading many to conclude Merc protege George Russell will replace him next season. But while the 31-year-old is still hopeful for a new Silver Arrows deal, he hasn't dismissed other avenues, with Bottas allegedly at the top of Alfa Romeo's and Williams' shopping lists. For some reason, if not, I will look for other options in Formula One because I love Formula One. I enjoy it. I still think I have quite a good few years in front of me, he said. Bottas has also not ruled out a switch to rallying, having raced off-road in February, competing in the Arctic Lapland Rally, in which he finished 6th overall, though acknowledged it was not as natural for him. Red Bull motorsport consultant Dr. Helmut Marko has admitted Pierre Gasly has changed, and that while we're seeing the best version of him so far, a return to the brand's top team is unlikely for now. Gasly has been one of the standouts of the 2021 season, having scored points at 7 of the first 10 races, including a podium in Azerbaijan. But Marko says AlphaTauri needs him as a leading force. One side is that Tsunoda doesn't regularly finish in the points, which Gasly already does, he said. The other is that AlphaTauri have had 2 or 3 races where they haven't been able to call up the potential of the car. Gasly is under contract with Red Bull until the end of 2023, ensuring that not only will he likely remain at AlphaTauri until then, but that he must be released for any move beyond the stable. Haas team principal Gunther Steiner has praised young F1 rookie Mick Schumacher on his mature development so far this season. Schumacher has finished all 10 races so far, with 13th in Azerbaijan, the squad's best result. But Steiner, in an exclusive chat with the Inside Line, said he's been most impressed with the 22-year-old's approach.
He memorizes everything very, very quick. You know, every time he learns something, it's then just normal for him to do. It's very a very grown up, a very mature driver in that stage. Now he just has to learn about Formula One and the car a little bit more. But everything, he has got his discipline, what he needs to do, everything is always just done. And he has very little distractions in life, I think.
Steiner also downplayed the rivalry between Schumacher and teammate fellow rookie Nikita Mazepin, despite a near miss on the last lap in Baku and another clash in the Silverstone sprint.
I'm sitting with them together and I don't see this big antagonism between them, you know. I mean, obviously they are competing against each other. I don't want that they hug each other every time they see each other. So, but there is respect between the two of them.
Aston Martin co-owner Lawrence Stroll has admitted that seven-time F1 world champion Sir Lewis Hamilton is on his wish list. The British squad is currently on a massive recruitment drive in bringing top technical talent from across the sport to bolster its program in building towards a future World Championship campaign. But Stroll said he'd also take Hamilton in a heartbeat if he was available, despite the Brit racing with Mercedes until at least 2023. Absolutely, you'd have to be crazy not to want Lewis drive for you, Stroll said. Silverstone, the host of the inaugural Formula One World Championship Grand Prix, was a very fitting place for the sport to finally reveal a life-size version of the new car set to make its debut next year. F1 hopes the 2022 cars will provide much closer racing with more wheel-to-wheel battles right throughout the field. To do that, F1 has taken a broom to its regulations for sweeping changes across its technical, sporting, and financial spheres. The new cars will use ground effect aerodynamics to direct the turbulent air skyward and not into the path of the chasing car, which destroys aero performance and a driver's ability to close up and pass. And the sport's power brokers, including Brawn, who is not only F1's managing director of motorsports, but the mastermind behind the new car regulations, are looking forward to what's to come in less than 170 days. There is huge excitement ahead of this new era, and while 2021 has been a great battle, we still have cars struggling to follow each other during the race, he said. The regulations for 2022 will address this problem. McLaren's Zak Brown was a noticeable absence from the British Grand Prix weekend, with the 49-year-old one of three members of the Papaya squad to contract COVID-19. The positive tests were discovered in the squad's pre-event screenings, with none of the cases connected and all in self-isolation, ensuring that the team's operations were left unaffected. I've notified all my close contacts and I'm isolating in accordance with government guidelines. I'll still be connected to and supporting the team safely from home, tweeted Brawn. Max Verstappen may have crashed out of the British Grand Prix, notching up his first retirement of the 2021 season. But no one could beat his Red Bull Racing team on pre-event thrills when it pitted its 2011 title-winning RB7 F1 car against a range of iconic British machinery, including a Spitfire at Goodwood. Verstappen kept his cool as he maneuvered his F1 car around his rivals, including a hot hatch on two wheels. But team principal Christian Horner was under no illusion as to the real hero.
Well, there's some iconic vehicles in there, from the white van man to the London cab, the London bus. But I think the winner of all those vehicles is not just the Red Bull Formula One car. It's the Spitfire. The sound, the grace it has in the air. It's fantastic to see, and I think everybody had a lot of fun that day.
F1's governing body, the FIA, has delayed new rules on pit stops until the Belgian Grand Prix to give teams more time to prepare. The new regulations are aimed at reducing risky automation during stops, but not all teams have to make changes.
we are fine with it because we didn't have these systems, which apparently, because I say apparently because I have no proof that they were used or not, you know. So for us it's no change.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.